Wednesday the 19th of September. So I'm 9 days post-op. I've been a bit remiss. There are things that I really need to tell you. First of all, I was telling you about how I was going to have my dressing changed because my foot had been bleeding, and that my foot didn't actually hurt, it just felt really, really tight. And when they took off the bandage, I was hoping that it would just be released and feel just so much better just by having the bandage taken off. Well, that actually was the case. It really was. I forgot to tell you that. So the foot didn't hurt. It was just feeling tight, and it really was because of the bandage. So when they took the dressing off, when I went to Torbay to see why it was all bleeding and whatnot, they didn't actually see why it was bleeding because they didn't take enough of the dressing off. But anyhow, so yes, when the bandage was taken off, they put it on. They put a new one back on, much looser, and it was much more comfortable. So that's the first thing that I needed to tell you. And the second thing, I think the last video I posted was all about how wonderful I felt having had this injection for the dizziness because I kept fainting all over the place, and I was feeling absolutely tip-top, and I was going to go off and I was going to do things, and I'm sure my foot would hurt because I was going to be doing things. Well, that didn't go according to plan because I fainted again. Oh, cat's off. I got up, I went out on my crutches, I don't know, 900 yards around the corner to the nearest coffee shop, and had the coffee, and felt okay. Scorchingly hot summer's day. Coming back, I was with my son again, my poor son, he's never going to let me go for another operation ever again. Anyhow, I was coming back, I was walking back, and I came over really hot. I mean, so uncomfortably hot, another hot flush, right? And I sat on a well-handy 2-foot wall that we were just walking by, and I said to him, can you go and get the wheelchair? We happen to have a wheelchair at home because my dad is not as well as he should be. And I said to my son, can you go and get the wheelchair? I don't think I'm going to make it all the way home. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know, 600 yards maybe. And by the time he came back with the wheelchair, I was in a heap on the floor being picked up by a bunch of complete strangers. And I was actually sat down at the time. So we were back to the fainting malarkey. So that... Hello, cat. So that really pissed me off, basically. I just went into a mega deep depression and spent the rest of the day on the sofa. And spent the next day on the sofa. Move. This is my video, not your video. So that was that. I went back, so now habitually when I get up in the morning I take a tablet, whether I think I'm going to need one or not. This is the anti-nausea, anti-dizzy tablet thing, Stemetil. Have a cat as a backdrop. So yeah, Stemetil I'm taking. I haven't seen a doctor. You know, I don't think they have a clue what's occurring. I certainly don't have a clue what's occurring. All I know is that it's not fair. It's not supposed to be like this. So, still no pain. Went back on Tuesday, yesterday. So just as well as no pain, eh? Otherwise I wouldn't be letting the cat do that, would I? So, went back yesterday and had the dressing changed at my 1-week appointment. When I actually left the hospital initially, they said I would go back in 2 weeks to have the dressing changed. But of course I went back the next day to have it done because I'd been bleeding. And then they decided to bring the change forward so that it was only 1 week. So that was yesterday. So they actually took off the dressing. Again, it was nice that they released the foot, even though that bandage wasn't anywhere near as tight. Do you want to see the dog as well? And the cat. Cat belongs to me. Dog belongs to a friend. I'm dog sitting. Anyhow, I digress. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so they took off the dressing, and I actually took photos. You're not supposed to take photos in the hospital. Signs everywhere saying no photography, but she popped off to do something or get something, and so I took a few photos. Anyhow, I've I'm now in the midst of trying to somehow or another amalgamate those pictures into of the next video I do, but I'm a novice at this, and so I don't know how that's going to work. So anyhow, so I got some really, really cool, real bloody pictures of my foot, which isn't swollen, isn't painful, looks filthy because there's blood all over it. They didn't clean it. They didn't, not even a wet wipe, nothing. They just took off the bandaging and the padding, what did they put on? Oh, they put on this blue stuff, which I'm not entirely sure what that was. Oh no, first of all they covered it in iodine. Then they put on this blue stuff. And then they put on a very light bandage. And it's like a huge, huge, huge sticky plaster. And some blue gauze, which they've wrapped around my toe. And it's anyhow, it's a bit complicated to describe. Didn't hurt. Absolutely fine. Very impressed with my foot. I mean, it's straight. You can't really see. But that one actually doesn't look bad, does it? But in comparison, that one is now absolutely dead straight. It looks wonderful. Really, really does. Looks wonderful. So, I was right about the not doing anything. That's why my foot's not hurting. I really haven't been doing anything because, I stand up and I just feel dizzy and I just feel horrible, really, really naff, not as I expected at all. So today, okay, I can say this safely now because it's 20 to 8 in the evening, okay, so I am sat here with my feet up now. So I can say this perfectly safely. Today, I'm fine. And I have been doing things. I've been out for a coffee in the morning. Get off. Sorry, the cat's just jumped up on my lap. Hello. So my mum and dad took me out in the wheelchair for a coffee this morning. And then I've been pottering around. I made tea this evening. I've just pottered. I've done all sorts of things today. I've been quite active, and when my son came in after school, I asked him to take me out in a wheelchair with the dog that we're looking after, and we went down to the beach. We came back, and I pushed myself in the wheelchair about half the way. That's not easy as not as easy as it looks actually, but anyhow, so we did that, and I came back and again pottered around doing things. And the long and the short of it is, when your foot is down, the blood... I know this sounds pretty damn obvious, but just to let you know, this is how it works. When your foot is down, the blood goes down and it throbs. And that makes your foot hurt. It's as simple as that. If your foot is up, it doesn't hurt. If your foot is down, it hurts. So the fact that I've had no pain for 9 days is down to the fact that I've had this dizziness, because it's kept me off my feet. It's kept me with my feet in the air, both of them. Get off. And that's why I've not been in any pain. So for any of you out there having a bunion operation that don't have the dizzy spell, you're going to be in pain, I guess. But for me, I don't know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I've got no swelling, I've got no pain. And that's how it works. So I have an appointment, I should have had an appointment today for my bloods and ECG to find out why I keep fainting, but they rang me up and said they couldn't fit me in. Could I go on Friday? So not tomorrow, but the day after. And then my next appointment at the hospital is on Monday to have my dressing changed again. So I've got full range of movement, as you can see. I can do everything, and I can... Well, you can't see, but I'm actually wiggling my toes under there. Just take my word for it. Can you see that? Anyhow, when I figure it out, I will actually show you the pictures. I took a brief video, and I took some photos of my foot without the dressing on, and it's pretty gory, pretty cool. So when I figured out how to do it all and upload it to YouTube, I'll do that. So the long and the short of it was, yes, the bandage was tight, so when they took it off, it really relaxed. And yes, when you do things, your foot hurts, but it's purely and simply, it doesn't hurt to walk on, and it doesn't hurt to move. What's hurting is the blood going down, it swelling up, throbbing, just like being on your feet all day, I suppose, in a pair of shoes. Just like when you had a bunion and you were on your feet all day in a pair of shoes. So it's simple as that, really. I'll catch up with you in a couple of days and let you know what's going.